Hello there and welcome to Green 360, the world of agriculture on iBrandTV. I'm Michael North, your host on the show. On this episode, we shall be talking about an all-important plant whose fruit is of immense health benefit, both ripe and unripe. It is commonly found in many parts of the world today, and it's part of the diets of many peoples of the world. However, it is originally from Southeast Asia. Would you make a guess of what I'm talking about? Details after this break. You're watching Green 360, the world of agriculture on iBrandTV. Going forward, let's take this notable quote. John Mervyn Addison, born December the 16th, 1920, was an English composer. Now, our focus on this episode is on unripe plantain. It is scientifically proven that unripe plantain is a natural source of resistant starch which helps to reduce blood glucose levels, a property that makes it an excellent ingredient in the management of diabetes and renal dysfunction, generating a slow release of glucose. It has also been observed that unripe plantain may help prevent colon cancer and constipation, while also lowering cholesterol and triglycerides in the blood. One large unripe plantain is said to contain 4 grams of dietary fiber, which makes it a perfect fruit for weight loss. And for the male folk, but for the benefits of the female folk most especially, unripe plantain, cooked or roasted, has been proven over the years to induce, sustain, and maintain erection, while it also helps to make the semen thick and increases sperm volume. So one may conclude that it is advisable to make a habit of eating 1 or 2 roasted plantain on daily basis. Now, to help illustrate our discourse, let's take this field report.
The plantain, which belongs to the general banana family, is a gigantic herb that springs from an underground stem called rhizome. Plantains are believed to have originated in Southeast Asia, and 2 groups of plantains are thought to have a common origin: the horn plantain and the French plantain, both of which grow in India, Africa, and tropical America. The French plantains also occur in Indonesia and the islands of the Pacific. Globally, plantains account for about 85% of all banana cultivation. Most plantain varieties are 3 to 10 meters tall, which is about 10 to 33 feet. Their fruit, which is green to brown-yellow, is borne in bunches, but typically larger than the common banana. Plantains are staple foods in many tropical parts of the world, compared to banana, which is common as dessert in most parts of the globe. Plantain fruit has more starch than the banana. While it can be eaten ripe and unripe plantain cannot be eaten raw. Ripe plantain, which is mildly sweet, is eatable raw, but is mostly cooked, fried, or roasted. Nevertheless, it does not mean that ripe plantain is in any way richer in nutrients, even as some nutritionists believe that unripe plantain is better for your health than the ripe one. As a matter of fact, plantains have the most starch before they ripen, and they are usually cooked green, either boiled or fried in savory dishes. Plantains may also be dried for later use in cooking or ground for use as a meal, and can be further refined to a flour. The high amount of potassium found in plantains is essential for maintaining the cell and body fluids that control your heart rate and blood pressure. The fiber in plantains also help lower your cholesterol, which in turn keeps your heart functioning at its best. Some studies have shown that unripe plantain may help control blood sugar level, as the fiber in plantains could help blood sugar levels stay steady for longer. Commonly in Nigeria, people eat unripe plantains in various forms as a natural way of managing diabetes. Unripe plantain contains a moderate number of calories. It is claimed that one large unripe plantain contains 4 grams of dietary fiber, which makes it a perfect fruit for weight loss. Plantains are a carb-rich food and a good source of fiber, vitamins and minerals. They also contain antioxidants that fight free radicals. With good levels of vitamin C, they can also help the functions of the immune system. Likewise, the vitamin B content in plantain may reduce cardiovascular risk and help to improve human mood. Finally, unripe plantain, cooked or roasted, is said to have been proven over the years to induce, sustain and maintain male erection, while it also helps to make the semen thick and increases sperm volume. Wouldn't you rather add plantain to your diet?
Oh boy, winning you was so easy.
I just couldn't stand those your powerful shots. That's what happened.
Really? Let's go to my place for dinner.
This fufu is so nice.
It's through unripe plantain flour.
True unripe plantain flour is delicious.
Yes, true unripe plantain flour is what I serve my husband for swallows. It's easy to prepare, fortified with vitamin A, low in sugar and cholesterol, rich in fiber that helps the heart, builds and strengthens the bone, and his energy level is boosted.
Through unripe plantain flour, no additives, 100% natural, a product of Pali Agro Products Nigeria. Through unripe plantain flour, available in all leading stores nationwide.
You go enter market, just make you go buy fresh palm fruits. When you reach house, you go wash, you go pound, your body go dey pain you, even your fingernails go dey pain you. But make una no worry, make una relax. I get good news for una. Una don hear of Banga fresh palm fruit extract. All you need to do now make you go for the up, open am, take the amount wey you want, put am for your pot. Which soup you wan make? Shey na egusi, shey na ogbono, shey na vegetable, shey na banga. My sister no waste time again, my brother no waste time again. Just go buy Banga fresh palm fruit extract. They go know say you sabi cook and you be better cook.
Banga, come make your food yummy yum.
Distributors needed nationwide. Phone number 081-6397-4447, 080-3564-4436, 070-6663-8213. Banga Fresh Palm Fruit Extract.
You're still watching Green 360 here on iBrandTV, and I have with me here in the studio someone who can talk so well about unripe plantain, in the person of James Archibong. By the way, James Archibong is a food processor. Hello, James. You're welcome to Green 360.
Thank you for having me here.
Good. Now, I would want us to start by letting us into knowing how long it takes for a plantain to mature.
Okay. Depending on the variety of plantain we're talking about.
Okay, there are different varieties.
Yeah, there are different varieties.
We'll get to that later.
Okay, so, but on the average, it takes 14 to 20 months for plantain to mature. It takes 14 to 20 months. So depending on the variety, you can have the one of 14, you can have the one of 18, but on average, 14 to 20 months.
All right. Now, you can only eat plantain when it's ripe, in which case you can eat it raw. You can also eat it roasted. You can also eat plantain fried. Now, let's talk about unripe plantain. What can you make of it?
Okay. For the unripe plantain, you can also eat it roasted,
Okay.
fried,
Okay.
or you can process it into a flour form.
Yes, certainly not raw.
Yes.
Okay.
Not raw, you don't eat it raw.
All right, go ahead.
So you can process unripe plantain to a flour form. That is where people like us come into play. We process unripe plantain into flour. So this process helps to retain the longevity of the plantain while still retaining its properties, its nutritional benefits. So it's a process that is done by professionals. Yes, people do it in the house, but to retain the nutritional benefits of the plantain, it's a process that is done with utmost efficiency and by professionals.
As a professional, which you are,
yes,
could you lead us to this process, in the process you're talking about?
Okay. Well, we have what we do is we get plantain, unripe plantain from our source. Then we process it. Well, I won't be able to tell you most of our process.
But as much as possible, let's have an idea of what you're talking about.
It passes through the drying stage, which is, the drying stage is carefully regulated at a particular temperature so that the heat won't kill the needed nutrients in the plantain. Because some people may do it and the heat kills the nutrient and you just think you're having plantain flour, whereas you're having a flour which you have already killed the nutrients that is supposed to be beneficial.
Sorry for cutting in there. You go to the farm, you cut the plantain, you bring it in. Now, there is this green cover of the plantain. All these things you've been talking about, do you go ahead doing it without removing that green cover?
No, we remove the green cover.
That's exactly what I
steps, you know, we remove the green cover.
Okay.
From there, we run it through a slicer to slice it to required thickness, where we pass it into the dryer and we regulate the temperature. It is a regulated drying process.
Okay.
So once it is dried, it now undergoes other processing stages till we get it in a powdery form. Then it is packaged and sent to the market.
Okay, I heard you talk about unripe plantain flour. We can't say just plantain flour. We have to be specific about the kind of plantain we're talking about. We're talking about the unripe one, meaning we can't do the same thing with ripe plantain, can we?
Well, we can, but at the end of the day, it is not to the nutritional benefits of the unripe one far outweighs the ripe one, and most people go for unripe plantain flour.
Are you trying to say that ripe plantain has less nutritional value than unripe one?
Professionally,
okay,
I would say it's much more better to consume unripe plantain flour as to ripe plantain flour. And when we look at unripe plantain flour, it has more fiber, which reduces constipation,
okay,
reduces cholesterol level, and the cholesterol level is reduced because of it has lower sweetness, sugary content.
Okay.
You understand? So, but for the ripe plantain, all these factors are heightened in terms of it is much more sweeter and it's not that good. It's not that okay because of the high sugar content. And what's the main aim of taking the plantain flour? It helps in reducing all this in cholesterol level, blood sugar level. It's good for the heart and improves libido because of some particular nutrients and the level they are found in when it is unripe. So that is why it's advisable to take the unripe plantain flour as against
The ripe one.
the ripe one.
Okay, now, when you process it into flour, it is now different from the usual plantain, the way it came from the farm,
Yes.
which people are used to.
Yes.
Would one get all these benefits you've mentioned, if one had gone to eat it just the same way it came from the farm? Or does the drying and all these other processes it goes through increase or add to the value?
Well, the drying helps to preserve it longer,
Okay.
while the nutrients are still retained. Remember I said it is dried in a controlled environment and constant temperature. So if you happen to dry it with a temperature that is not suitable for it, you may likely damage these nutrients that you are trying to actually get.
Okay.
So that is why it is done by professionals.
I see. Now, we're talking about the popularity of this thing. We have fufu, we have the cassava flour, we have all sorts of flours which people are used to, which I know, for instance. But this plantain flour, it sounds so special. Now, when eating it, for instance, is it as moldable as like fufu and stuff?
Sure.
I'm wondering how it feels, when you try to mold it and all that, and swallow.
Okay. Now, while fufu, gari are all popular staple foods, plantain is popular, but the floury aspect of it is not. It's just gaining popularity. You understand? But I believe with time, Nigerians will see the need to consume plantain flour. Now, plantain flour has a lower sugar content, lower carbohydrate content, and more fiber content, which helps in bowel movement. The fiber content in plantain makes you to be more full. Once you eat it, you don't tend to get hungry easily. Wow. It makes your body full. So it helps in checkmating weight.
Wow.
So it has numerous benefits
I was going to
compared
ask you
to
about
all
the
this
benefits.
other gari and fufu.
Okay. So it has a sustaining power.
Yes.
Like energy.
Yes.
To do stuff.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
As
and
much
you can
as
eat it with different type of soup. That's just.
I was even gonna come there. Is any food, any soup?
Okra, banga, afang, atama, just name it.
Wow.
Just name it. So just like you can eat your gari and fufu with any other type of soup, you can also do with plantain, and it's wow. Just you need to taste it.
I won't fail to do this.
You need to.
After this show, I'm going to taste it.
Sure, you need to have it.
Now, can one lick it? For instance, after frying gari, people chew gari, soak it, that is, put it in water, turn it, drink or whatever. Can you do the same thing? For instance, because it has gone through all these processes, been dried and stuff, can you just add water
and
turn it, probably add milk, sugar and stuff if you want to, and drink?
No, you don't do that. It's ground to a finest texture. So it unlike gari,
yes,
that you can put, but that you can drink. You don't drink it. You can't put water and drink just like you drink gari. Just like you can't do same with. I don't think you can do same with semo. You don't do same with semo. So.
Okay. Yes. All right. Now, do you add besides the natural nutrients in this plantain? Do you go extra mile to add extra value to it, like say vitamins and stuff,
Okay. The plantain already has all these nutrients. Contains vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin B6, potassium, magnesium, carbohydrates, very low in fat. So we don't need to add anything.
No, like salt. We know that salt, natural salt, has its natural values, you know, all the nutrients.
Yes.
But they go the extra mile to add extra vitamins and stuff, you know, to make it more nutritionally or to increase the nutrition value. You don't do such with the plantain we're talking about.
No.
So it contains everything.
It just contains what you need in the right proportion.
Okay, which means now somebody who is suffering from diabetes and some other ailments can feel free and eat this plantain.
In fact, I will recommend unripe plantain flour for diabetic and ulcer patients. I'll recommend it.
Why?
For diabetic patients, through the unripe plantain flour has it has fiber that helps in checkmating the sugar level. And for the ulcer patient, the true unripe plantain flour has a way of you know, when you talk of ulcer, it's a stomach lining issue. So it has a way of healing up this stomach lining, giving the ulcer time to heal up. The more you consume it, it helps.
So it has medicinal value.
Yes.
So anybody suffering from ulcer doesn't need to go looking for medication?
It helps to, you go for the medication, but it also helps in making the healing process seamless and faster.
Okay, now talking about the unripe, processed unripe plantain, do you have any particular brand of your own?
Okay, yes. We have our brands in the market, the true unripe plantain flour. You can find this in major supermarkets, marketplaces, you know, and just anywhere you can buy foodstuff, you see the true unripe plantain flour. It is processed under the highest of hygienic conditions. So it is suitable for consumption. And this is it comes in 2 packs, the 500 grams and the 1,000 grams.
Looks really good.
Yes.
Nice packaging.
See, it's nice. You can use it for...
And the unripe plantain is clearly shown there.
Yeah.
And then the stuff, the soup you mentioned, makes it really tantalizing.
So it's very nice. No additives added, so you can you can taste it.
Beautiful. Thank you so very much, James Archibong, for your thoughts. I've learned so much, and you've introduced me to this. I'll go out there and look for it, and of course let others know about it too.
Okay.
Now, that's the way we've come to the end of this episode of Green 360 here on iBrandTV. We'll come your way again with another very interesting edition. When next, it's time for us to hit your screens once again. By the way, I am Michael Nav. Thanks very much.